Hello, everyone, and welcome to AgriTalk, day number 2 of the Farm Progress Show in Boone, Iowa, broadcasting today from the Syngenta booth. And we have Matt Jungmann, National Events Manager, with us, as we do each day during the show, to kind of give us updates. And, Matt, I thought yesterday was not a record-breaking crowd for an opening day, but a good crowd.
It certainly was. It was a very solid Tuesday. You know, we kind of gauge these things day by day, with Wednesday today usually the biggest day, and that's what it looks like it's going to be. But Tuesday's crowd yesterday was very strong. The exhibitors all seemed pleased. They were busy talking to customers, and the crowd held on extraordinarily well considering the heat we had.
Yeah, it really heats up in the afternoon, and I thought it might really clear out here yesterday afternoon, but the people did. The crowd hung in here pretty good.
They did. You know, these exhibitors more and more are doing after-hours events, and we had the tractor pull last night, and we'll have it again tonight. And you know, so there's more going on that kind of stretches the day out, which is good because it stretches the traffic out. It's not a big hit at one point and another big hit when they leave, so that helps things too.
Speaking of traffic, what's your assessment of how day 1 went, and then early this morning on day 2?
Well, we can do a lot more things when it's not wet. You know, some of our entrances are a little suspect if we get 2 inches of rain overnight. But with the good weather we've had, we're able to use all the routes. So basically, everything is running at maximum capacity. You get an accident or something like that slows things down, you'll have a temporary hiccup. But for the most part, everything is rolled as well as it can with the infrastructure that we have.
When it is this hot out here, what steps do you take to help people? I know I saw some people yesterday kind of struggling with the heat. What do you have available to help them?
Well, we have 3 first aid locations around the grid, and all of those have an air-conditioned capability. Either it's an RV or an air-conditioned tent or something along those lines. We also, in the plan, had 4 roving carts to pick people up that had any trouble. We reorganized a few of our ATVs and gave those crews 2 more full crews roving the ground. So we've got 6 roving crews that are working to take care of any incidents that occur. So we had enough capacity EMS-wise to take care of anything that happened. And if everybody will just keep drinking water, well, that's all I can do is preach to people to just keep drinking water so that they can make it through, because it's pretty warm in some of these tents.
I was thinking about yesterday out in the fields. A lot of people like to walk behind those combines. It was plenty hot out there. How did it go?
It went really well. The wind worked with us that we could run the plan, but you know, the wind was blowing the dust away from the crowd, and that's you know, some little things like that make it a lot more bearable when you're out there.
And did the demos go well? I mean, the equipment people got everything the way they wanted it?
You know, the only challenge we have is that this equipment just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So the companies don't get to make as many passes with a 16-row head as they used to with a 6-row head. But with the exception of that, we can gobble up 80 acres of corn in about 35 minutes if you don't throttle them back a little bit.
So that is the challenge, and you're going to have a full slate of those demos again today and again tomorrow.
Full slate of demos today. The ride and drives are up and running. I was just out there. They're getting a good crowd of the Dodge and Chevy ride and drives, and as dry as it's been, we're having a really good corn stalk baling demonstration that we don't typically get. You know, when we're harvesting 36% corn, that doesn't make very good stalk bales. But they're having a nice demo out there with a bale wrapper. Tube liner is doing a good job. So you know, this weather's worked out really well to allow us to put all of this stuff on display.
I was walking by a horse demonstration exhibit yesterday, and good crowds around there.
That's right. Morton has helped us out with that. They've got a horse gentling demonstration right there at 6th and Central, and that always draws a good crowd. The presenter does a good job, and you know, people just like to sit and watch horses being handled, and the guy does a really good job.
You mentioned the tractor pull last night. That goes on again tonight, right?
That does. They're going to run all the same 4 classes. The first night was really good, had a great crowd, and you know, they got through a big pull in about 3.5 hours. So that because the fairgrounds is kind of right in Boone, we wanted to be sensitive to the fact that 10:30 at night we want this thing over with so that everybody can get some sleep, and it came off without a hitch. According to the reports I've gotten, I was still out here when that was going on.
Ground's in good shape. Now, we're walking along gravel roads here this year. When we come back in 2 years, those will be paved, right?
That's exactly right. This is a great project between Iowa State University, the DOT, Boone County, Central Iowa Expo. A lot of organizations have gone together to utilize these 4.7 miles of roads as a research project. They're going to be paved next spring with 6 inches of asphalt, and they're going to get they have 9 different sub-base treatments that are tests. So they can build those interstate lane quality roads in here, and then we go through and put a bunch of traffic on them, and then when we're gone, they can cut them up, dig them up, check out the profiles, and see what has happened without having to endanger travelers if you were to do that on a regular interstate roadway.
And we talked earlier about traffic coming in. How did traffic going out yesterday? How was that?
It went pretty well. I think the heat maybe helped that. It started to filter out about 2:00, but we've adjusted the routing a little bit to get some of the exhibitors out of the south side. It allows the visitors faster access to Highway 30 to get on the road.
Now tomorrow, final day, 8 to 4.
8 to 4. Give all these exhibitors a jump start on getting home to their families for Labor Day weekend.
Then you'll turn your attention full time to Husker, right?
Yes, a quick weekend at home, and then off to Husker Harvest Days in Grand Island. There's a lot of good things going on out there as well, so we're really excited to be there.
We'll see some different conditions there.
Yeah, we will. The corn's in really good shape. Obviously, when they do rain, they just hit the switch and they get rain, and so all the demos always go very well there, and big livestock demonstrations out at Husker Harvest Days.
All right, we'll see you again tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Mike.